Hello, my name is Neil Hart. My role is Public Health Facilitator in Public Health Bolton. A part of the role is to coordinate the Healthy Start scheme across the Bolton Borough. Please have your device ready to scan the QR code on the next slide. Please scan the QR code on screen and complete the short registration form. The presentation will restart in 2 minutes. Thank you. The presentation aims to give you an introduction to Healthy Start and its different elements. By the end of this presentation, you will be aware of the scheme, know how to support a service user in applying for the benefit, understand the vitamin element and how a service user can collect free vitamins, know what you can do as a professional to assist the service user to access the benefit, and have some useful links to the scheme. And finally, have a snapshot of where we currently are in Bolton. So, what is the scheme? It's a benefit aimed at low-income families with children under the age of 4, while the parents are eligible for the benefit. Expectant mothers who are eligible also get a payment from the 10th week of their pregnancy. It supports families in the purchase of healthy fruit, vegetables, pulses, and non-ultra processed foods. It also allows families to access free vitamins. At current payment levels, it is worth up to £1,200 per child if the family claim from pregnancy through to the child's 4th birthday. The benefit is per child. Since 2022, the scheme is now fully paid on a monthly basis on a prepaid credit card, different from the previous paper vouchers. And for context, in January 2023, uptake was around 64%. There is currently no confirmed data, but it is estimated to still be approximately the same. So what is the benefit? It is currently, but is expected to be uplifted as part of the government spending review in April 2026. The applicant receives £4.25 each week of your pregnancy from week 10. Then, receive £8.50 each week for children from birth to 1 year old. Then £4.25 each week for children aged between 1 and 4 years old. What can it be used for? Fruit, veg and milk. So these fruit and veg should be fresh, frozen or tinned, whole or chopped, packaged or loose, fruit in fruit juice, or fruit and vegetables in water. Fresh, dried or tinned pulses are also included. but these should not be with added ingredients such as fat, oils, salt, sugar or flavourings. Examples of these are tinned tomatoes and herbs, kidney beans in chilli sauce, chips, onion rings, juices or pre-cut fruits in syrup and smoothies. It can also include plain cow's milk. This should be, as it says, plain cow's milk which has been pasteurised, sterilised, long life or ultra heat treated UHT. And it should not be flavoured, coloured, evaporated, condensed, plant-based or powdered, unless the stage 1 infant formula. Infant formula should be labelled as suitable from birth, made from cow's milk. It should not be follow-on milk, including from 6 months or 6 to 12 months. And within the element there is also vitamins. So these vitamins are for expectant mothers and for children. There's 2 separate routes, as you can see. For pregnant or breastfeeding women, they're entitled to vitamin C, vitamin D and folic acid. And for children up to the age of 4 years old, there is an offer of vitamin A, vitamin C and vitamin D. So this benefit is delivered on a prepaid card, paid monthly, and is accepted anywhere that accepts MasterCard. Examples of that are included on this slide, so things like food banks, supermarkets, pharmacies, markets, newsagents, and currently there are also questions being asked about nationally about some of the discount shops, such as B&M Bargains and Home Bargains, Pound World, etc., as these can't currently accept Healthy Start due to their merchant codes on the credit card system, but there is talks ongoing nationally. Discount supermarkets such as Lidl and Aldi aren't involved in this conversation and are available to use for the scheme. Any money that is spent on the card stays on the comes off the card. Any change will stay on the card, cannot be removed for cash, but will roll over to the next month. So how to use the card? So once the applicant receives their card in the post, so their named address, they have to call the automated helpline, which is on the screen now. So it's 0118 338 5810 to activate the card, and they will also be given a PIN number at that stage. The card itself can be used in an ATM to get balances, but cannot draw money off. And the card can only be used for in-store shopping. It's not eligible for online. So an extra element of the Healthy Start scheme, which isn't as well known as the monetary element, is the vitamins element. So this varies across the Greater Manchester region, very different in different boroughs. In Bolton, they are currently distributed by the community midwives, where in other areas they're in pharmacies, community hubs, shops, family hubs, and within Bolton we are currently looking at ways to get this widened so that there's more community access. And when a user comes to claim the vitamins, all they do is they show their card and they will be given the vitamins which were mentioned in the previous slide. So eligibility, who's eligible? Individuals must meet one or more of the criteria. So they must be on income support, income-based job seeker allowance, universal credit, only if the family's take-home pay is £408 or less per month. Child tax credit, again, underneath £16,190. And if the parent is pregnant and under the age of 18, they will qualify regardless of any income levels. If the service users doesn't have recourse to public funds, they may still be eligible. With this, it's on the right-hand side of your screen here. They must have one child under the age of 4, a British child, and have no recourse to public funds, and the family earns less than £408 per month after tax. Now, the easiest thing to do is to check eligibility through the online web address, which is at the bottom there, which is www.healthystart.nhs.uk/how-to-apply. So how to apply online? go onto the email address that I've just explained, sorry, the web address I've just explained, and the individual needs to have some information with them which is identical, which is held by the Department of Work and Pensions for any current benefits. They will also need their name, their address, their national insurance number, their date of birth, their due date if applicable, and names and date of birth of children under the age of 4. So other ways to apply, which maybe if someone can't apply online or isn't eligible to apply online, there are exceptions. So children, people under the age of 18, anybody who's on legacy benefits such as pension credits or working tax credits, they need to call the number on screen here, which is 0300 330 7010. And anyone who has no recourse to public funds status needs to email Healthy Start Claim at dhsc.gov.uk and request for applying to the scheme. There are citizens' advice who can support individuals if they need to appeal or if they need further support in completing their pack. So, how can you help with this service? So first thing is awareness. If you can see a family who you feel would be eligible, please direct them to the Health Start website. There will also be some leaflets distributed to family hubs and some community buildings. So if there's any there, again, you can apply via the QR code on the front of the leaflet. Yourself, you do not need lots of knowledge of the scheme. And again, we've got the leaflet on the website to support. And the £4.25 a week doesn't sound a great deal, but over the life of it could be worth £1,200 per child under the age of 4. Sorry, up to the age of 4. And we asked any families who may be eligible if you could promote this information to them. If they've never heard about the scheme, again, direct to the Healthy Start web page or the QR code on the leaflet if the leaflets have been delivered to your site. So on this form now, we've got some useful numbers. The number on the screen is 0118 338 5810. This takes through to a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week automated line where they can log claims, they can they can activate, they can get a new PIN number, they can get the car blocked if they lost it, and you can actually apply through there as well. So in front of you now, you can see the copy of the Healthy Start leaflet, which will be coming to your site. And within it, there will be information on what they can and can't apply for, what they can and can't use Healthy Start for, what NHS Healthy Start is, and then it gives a short bit on the right-hand side around how to apply for it. So these slides will all be forwarded to after the presentation with completion of the post-course QR code. Within here, there are some links that you can use with a service user or yourself to gain more awareness. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move on to a Bolton specific snapshot. So where we currently are at the moment. So unfortunately, there isn't much current data. As we don't know who is or isn't claiming at the moment. The Department of Work and Pension won't share us any data, but we are kind of looking at data that we previously had. So previous data suggests that an uptake of around 65% across the borough, and claimants from across all 20 localities, and there may actually be eligible families in areas where may not be expected. So again, it's something that anybody can apply for as long as they meet the criteria for eligibility. So within Bolton, our main aims and objectives are to increase uptake. So yes, we've got anecdotal data which maybe isn't correct, but we still feel that there's a lot of people anecdotally don't know what the uptake is and they don't even know what the scheme is. We also aim to deliver insights to determine the approach. So find out what professionals and families feel about the scheme, also to try and break down some of the barriers and some of the stigmas which may be attached to it. We're currently using existing data to prioritise areas to target. Again, granted, this may not be correct data, but it's the best data we've currently got, and we are trying to use it. By using some of this data, it highlights where there's a lot of people are already claiming, but it also highlights that there's areas where there's nobody's claiming who may be able to claim. So again, that's something that we're really looking at doing. And we're also trying to understand the involvement of our key partners. So who is doing what, where they're doing it, is there any support necessary? And then we also recognise that it's not somebody's sole role. So we're trying to understand how other people can support and other professionals can support to get more awareness and more use of the scheme. Within Bolton, we're also exploring models of good practice. So again, we would argue that this training is one of those approaches. We've also dealt with supermarkets. We're also doing work alongside the registrars. So it's trying to find places where we can get more people knowing what it is. And we also are looking to coordinate the distribution of the vitamins so that there's a network of places where people can get vitamins rather than just the community midwives, which I mentioned earlier in the presentation. Progress so far. So all you can see on the screen, these are all things that have taken part across the borough of Bolton, whether that be in the market, whether that be supermarkets, whether that be increased engagement, whether that be awareness, whether that be through Greater Manchester, through our colleagues at Greater Manchester Combined Authority, or through our HAF sessions. We've been to all of these places to try and grow the awareness and increase the uptake of Healthy Start in Bolton. So some of the insight we've come back with, the barriers to access. So there's many of these, which I would hope have been addressed in this presentation. But from the insight we've collected, the main barriers are around awareness. So people not knowing about what it is, not knowing where it is, not knowing what they can do, and not being able to apply due to their status. We've also had difficulty in people applying online, people with English not as a first language, and we've also had quite a few stigmas around people not claiming because they don't feel it's worth the hassle for the £4.25 per week, which is what we mentioned earlier on, that it's actually worth £1,200 per child if you apply for it from early pregnant or 10-week pregnancy through to birth and then through to 4-year-olds. And another barrier we found is that it's actually not one person's job, so it slips through the net. Sometimes people think it's been done by somebody else when it isn't. So we're all trying to, these are barriers that we're finding. And within the presentation, it's shown it is something anyone can promote with awareness of the scheme and where to apply without actually knowing what to do or why to do it. So next steps. Our next steps is to complete the actions on the slides in front of you now. So again, we need to continue to raise that awareness, work with partners, work with our retailers. We're actually developing Healthy Start Community Champions and obviously developing the vitamin that I mentioned earlier on, whilst also featuring it across strategic plans within public health and the council going forward, and creating community digital inclusion platforms through our partners. So thank you for listening to the presentation. There is a second QR code to scan in a moment. Please leave your email address on it where I'll be able to forward the slides for future reference. And I also hope that this is giving you an insight into what the Healthy Start programme is and how you can assist someone to apply. So any further questions that you may have, please don't hesitate to contact myself on any of the details on this slide. So it's neil.hart@bolton.gov.uk and my mobile phone number is underneath there if you wish to get in contact. This slide now is our post-training feedback. So again, as I've just mentioned, please put your email address on there so I can forward you the slides, which you'll be able to use for future reference. And thank you for listening to the presentation. Any further questions, please don't hesitate to contact myself. Thank you.